Thank you so much, and today's workshop marks another important milestone in strengthening the multilingual digital empowerment through the artificial intelligence and language technology, bringing together the policymakers, technology leaders, innovators, academia and industry under one roof. A big welcome to each one of you. Can I have a huge round of applause for each one of you for being gathered here for such a lengthy process as well. Thank you so much, and now it's time to welcome all our dignitaries with a flower and a bouquet. And may I please request first Mr. Gaurav Sawant, the Deputy Director, Department of IT, to present a bouquet to Honorable Minister IT, Shri Rohan Khonte sir. Can I have a huge round of applause as we welcome sir.
Honorable Minister for Information Technology, Shri Rohan Khonte, Chief Executive Officer, Digital India BHASHINI Division, Shri Amitabh Nag, MD ITG, Shri Praveen Molvodkar, distinguished members of the BHASHINI team, respected officers of government, members of academia, innovators, startups, students, good morning to all of you. It's my privilege on behalf of Department of Information Technology to welcome you all for this BHASHINI Rajyam workshop, the Goa chapter. Goa or Gomantak is the place where history and innovation meet. Our tradition tells us that this sacred land was reclaimed from the sea by Bhagwan Parshurama. Over the centuries, it became a meeting point of civilization, cultures and ideas. And out of that meeting, one of India's most vibrant languages was born, Konkani. Konkani did not grow in isolation. It draws its roots from the ancient Prakrits of the western coast. Over time, it was shaped and enriched by Sanskrit, Pali, Kannada, Arabic, Persian, and the Portuguese. Each influence left something behind. Each generation added its own voice. In 1987, Konkani became the official language of Goa. In 1992, it entered the 8th schedule of the Indian Constitution. That was more than a recognition. It was Konkani taking its rightful place among the great languages of India. Now let me ask you a simple question. How does language survive across many centuries? The answer in every age is technology. Every era carries its language forward through the defining technology of its time. Speech carried it first, then it was the written text, written script, then the printing press, then radio, television, and the internet. Today, the defining technology is artificial intelligence. So the real question before us, will our Indian languages shape the age of AI, or will they be left behind by it? Bhashini is India's answer. It is a bold national mission to ensure that every Indian can access technology in their own language, in their own voice. It is quite simply our languages claiming the rightful place in the intelligence of future. Here in Goa, we share that vision completely. Under the leadership of Honorable Chief Minister Dr. Pramod Sawant and under the guidance of Honorable Minister for Information Technology Shri Rohan Kaute, Goa is emerging as a leading AI-enabled state. We call our approach AI with a human touch because for us, technology must always serve people first. Now let me share what we are building. We are working to establish an AI Center of Excellence for the state. We are driving AI adoption across governance. We are nurturing our AI startups and building the next generation of AI talent. And very soon, Goa will launch its state AI policy, which would be a clear roadmap for AI that is responsible, ethical, and centered on the citizen. But policies and centers are only the foundation. What truly matters is what reaches to the citizen. So what we have already introduced is an AI-powered web chatbot to make citizen services simpler. We are now extending these services through conversational AI so that citizens can reach government information and services as easily as sending a message to a friend. Behind all this lies data. Good AI needs good data, so we are working with departments across the government to prepare high-quality data sets through the India AI Coach platform, laying the foundation for AI-driven governance that people can trust. And that brings me back to where I all began, Konkani. One of the most important aspirations is the development of a Konkani LLM. Imagine the day when a farmer, a fisherman, a student, or an elderly can speak to technology in Konkani and be fully understood. That is the future we are working towards, and that is exactly the path where the path of Bhashini and the path of Goa become one. Language is a bridge between technology and people. I encourage our departments, most of the HODs are here, our institutions, our researchers, our startups, and our students to engage actively with the Bhashini platform to add their own voice to this India's multilingual AI ecosystem. As India moves towards Viksit Bharat 2047, our aspiration is clear. We do not merely wish to adopt artificial intelligence, we wish to make Goa a leading contributor to India's multilingual AI journey. Centuries ago, Goa gave India one of its most vibrant languages. Let Goa now help that language a place in the intelligence of the future. With these words, I extend my heartfelt welcome to all the distinguished guests, and I wish this workshop every success. Jai Hind, Jai Goa.
Thank you so much. It was truly insightful opening remarks to begin. Once again, a huge round of applause for sir, please. Thank you so much. May I now please request the CEO, Digital India Bhashini Division, Shri Amitabh Nagsar, to address the audience.
Honorable Minister, the dignitaries on the dais, and my dear friends. I would be, conducting this short talk in 2 or 3 ways. One, I have some slides which are there, and then the slide will actually, when I'm speaking, there would be a demonstration of the product, and then I will try to speak in English, and that gets translated into Konkani. I would like you to actually, go through that speech, and obviously there are going to be issues and challenges which we would discuss during the day, why they came up, and what should we be doing to actually maintain that, in a purity form, right? So, if I can have the slides, please. So, Bhashini is Bhasha interface for India, and as you know, India is basically having about 121 languages. 22 of them are scheduled languages, and then there are more than 100 other languages. And then it has got dialects, and dialects are every time increasing. A Tamil person speaking Hindi is a dialect, which is a very different way in which they speak. Having said that, should we change what we are doing, or should we actually ensure that we continue to work in a way so that machines understand what we speak and what we write in our own way? And that is what our intent is. We have covered 22 languages to start off with. Right now we are at 23rd language, which is Bhili. Bhili is a tribal language which doesn't have script, so we have digitized it. And digitization of that language actually has taken us to the next level of inclusivity and empowerment. We also hold on in our platform about 35 international languages, so we interoperate with the international languages as well. And beyond that, we also have 14 languages which are on text. So Mizo, Khasi, Garo, those are few languages to talk about which are on text as well. If you actually look at it, the way we build this, if we go to the next slide, it is all about building, data, building models, then building the platform through which these models are rendered as an API, then building the application. One of the applications you were just seeing, when I was speaking, it was transcribing and translating. Now this could be used anywhere, wherever there is a digital divide, wherever there is a language divide, this can be used as an aid to actually help you to build the inclusivity platform which is there. I can keep speaking in English while as the transcription can keep happening. Now when we build the reference applications like this, we then also move to a sovereign cloud where we have left the hyperscaler and built it on our own cloud so that the data is within us, it doesn't move out of the system. Then having done that, next slide, we are right now, about 8.5 billion inferences have happened in our system since late 2023 when we were launched. And there are multiple services which are being used. So we were given the charter to build few basic services: automatic speech recognition, text-to-text translation, text-to-speech, then optical character recognition, and named entity recognition. We have a lot of names of places, people, organizations which are not in digital systems haven't seen it. So those are the 5 problems which we were given, but we added many auxiliary services like automatic language detection. So today we detect the language as the person speaks. Now that means I can build a system which is voice first and through a voice journey. Today during the day you would see a lot of those demonstrations which we will go through, and it will cover each and every sector in the in your 8 work areas, right? And then we obviously are looking at voice first. One of the main things which we did when we were building this solution, which I would again like to repeat, that we didn't have enough data to build this system. We collected data through brute force. Didn't have enough data means that the data would have been there in your mind, data would have been there in the books, but it is not in digital systems. Indian languages in totality have 4 to 5% share of the digital arena, while English has about 54-55%. So your models would be as intelligent as the digital data it has seen. So our emphasis today is that let's build up glossaries, let's collect digital data as and where it can be, let's use AI systems so that we are in a position to give the feedback to improve. And one of the clear aspects of improvement is to collect data and feed into the models, because data is the oil for AI models. Right? So we are talking about multilingual first, voice first and voice journey. Things are changing. Many of the systems which we are defining right now, like CPgrams, the UI is only microphone. You know, there is no other UI which is coming across. So user interface in future is going to change to microphone is what we see. And that is what India would be also moving across. Using voice brings, people who are on the other side of literacy divide, who are other side of digital divide, and of course it, brings in people who are on the other side of language divide. Okay. This is the architecture. I won't spend this time because there would be this would be covered in detail, but you have on the left hand side the input engine, the reasoning engine is on the middle, and on the right hand side you have the output engine, and there are multiple services, etc., which are attached to this, and this architecture can be adopted. Over a period of time, we feel that we will have our own reasoning engines, our own LLMs, which will actually replace the reasoning engines which are today there in open source. But most of the engines are going to be using the input and output, which are basically voice first. You always have an option of text. You always have an option of switching over to the text. And these are some of the use cases which we, built up. The use cases are, related to schemes, a farmer asking for advice in Marathi and getting the advice in Marathi, that is Mahavistar, or you are using a touch phone, telephone, to actually, get into the discussion with anyone and having a conversational thing. We are looking at that if you press a mic and say what you want to say, the forms, etc., should build up automatically. And if you are deficient on some information, the system should ask you that this is the, this is the way, this is the question which you haven't answered, please answer them. So that is based on this. So you will go through almost 20 odd demonstrations today, which will actually take up on each area wherever the citizen or stakeholders interfaces with government, and we are focused on that today. So now I'll switch on to experiment, Honorable Minister, where I would try to speak in English, and we would see how the Konkani translation comes up and where we have reached till now. So distinguished guests, industry leaders, members of academia, startups, members of BHASHINI ecosystem, good morning to everyone.
नामनेचे अतिथी, उद्योगिक फुडारी, एकेडेमिसियाचे वांगडी, स्टार्टअप भासिनी इकोसिस्टमचे वांगडी सगळ्यांक सुप्रभात. ही बरी गजाल.
I appreciate the efforts of Government of Goa and its department in organizing this workshop.
हांव तोखणाय करता.
ही कार्यशाळा आयोजित करपा खातीर गोय सरकार आणि ताच्या खात्यान केल्ल्या प्रयत्नांची हांव तोखणाय करता.
तुमकां मजा आयली अशी आस्त आसा.
Today, BHASHINI Rajyam workshop marks an important key step in that continuing journey.
आयज भासानी राज्यम कार्यशाळा हे त्या चालू आशिल्ल्या प्रवासातले एक महत्वाचे पावल.
Today we stand at an important point in India's digital journey.
आयज आमी भारताच्या डिजिटल प्रवासाच्या एका महत्वाच्या टप्प्याचेर उबे आसात.
For millions of Indians, speaking is more natural than typing.
लाखांनी भारतीयां खातीर टायपिंग करपा परस उलोवप चड स्वाभाविक आसा.
A farmer, a fisherman, a senior citizen, or someone accessing government services should not have to navigate complex interfaces or keyboards.
शेतकार, नुस्तेकार, वरिष्ठ नागरिक वा सरकारी सेवा मेळपी कोणाकूय गुंतागुंतीचे इंटरफेस वा कीबोर्ड नॅव्हिगेट करचे पडचे नाही.
So we have to ask two questions today. How can your department contribute data, expertise, practical examples to improve AI systems?
देखून आयज आमकां 2 प्रस्न विचारपाचे आसात. AI प्रणाली सुदारपाक तुमचो विभाग डेटा कुशळटाय वेव्हारीक देखाव कशें योगदान दिवंक शकता?
Together, let us build a voice-first, multilingual Goa where every citizen can access public services naturally, confidently, and without language barriers.
दरेका नागरिकाक स्वाभाविक रितीन आत्मविश्वासान आणि भाषेचे आडमेळी बगर भौशीक सेवा मेळोवंक मेळपी आवाज पयलो बहुभाषिक गोंय आपणा सगळ्यांनी मिळून तयार करचो.
So as you have seen, we have reached somewhere. I would not say it is 100%, and means you are a better judge than me. But there is a possibility which exists, which is to have a speech-to-speech conversation in multilingual way, and that is something which should drive us to take it to the next level. Now, if my speech is understood by the machine and machine is able to talk in Konkani, we have possibilities which are enormous, because then everybody who is speaking Konkani is able to interact with the machine, get the work done out of the machine, and machine will communicate back to him or her that this is a possibility which exists. As the AI models get better, because you add data to it and improve it, your technologies will ensure that you're in a position to do many more things than what you're doing right now. So with that few words, I would like to thank you for again inviting us here. It's a great pleasure to be here, and hopefully together we will be able to get on to the mission of multilingual India, which is voice first, and the digital inclusion which we are dreaming of. Thank you very much.
Well, that was truly exciting to witness what we spoke right onto the screen. Can I have a huge round of applause? We are looking such a good writer for Konkani as well. Alright, now to set it up with the government officials and get this thing done, we please welcome the Honorable IT Minister, Shri Rohan Kaunte sir, to address this audience.
A very good morning good afternoon to one and all. The Chief Executive Officer, Digital India BHASHINI Division, Shri Amitabh Nagji, the Director of IT, Electronics and Communication, Government of Goa, Shri Kabir Singh Gaonkar, the MD, ITG, Shri Praveen Wolwadkar, our Joint MD, Milind Sakardandi, Chief Engineer, Mr. Sandeep Nadkarni, the CEO of the startup cell, Mr. Prashant, all the directors, government officials of various departments, the startups, the leaders of the industry, my friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. From morning, I think all of us have been waiting to see what is there for the day. And today, I think we are witnessing Goa's AI vision steadily translate from a roadmap into reality. When the Department of IT, Electronics and Communication formulated the Goa AI Mission 2027, we didn't treat it just as a policy document. We envisioned it as a practical roadmap to make Goa a perfect destination for technology and inclusive growth. Since its launch, we have been working consistently to ensure we steadily execute every milestone. Aligning with the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister and the Chief Ministers of Vikasit Bharat and Vikasit Goa, we truly believe that digital transformation means technology must serve everyone. It's not simply enough to build infrastructure. We must ensure that the accessibility reaches the last mile. Our core projects, which have been done in the last 4 years, such as the expansion of the public Wi-Fi, skilling initiatives like the Mahila Digital Sashaktikarana Yojana, these have already established digital connectivity and literacy in the remotest corners of Goa. Through platforms like Goa Online, which I had done in my last tenure as a IT Minister under Manor Bhai, where we talked about e-district modules in the Goa Online platforms that came in, and the Gramin Mitra initiative, e-governance has also ensured that it reaches every doorstep. But now, we want to take the next leap, and we are doing it. We want to ensure that the emerging technologies like AI are democratized to directly benefit citizens. For Goa, the journey has begun with a profound respect for our language, culture, and roots. Konkani is a very vital part of our heritage, and we prioritize our MyBhas from the very start of the Goa AI mission. We signed a MOU with BHASHINI division so that every single Goan, regardless of linguistic barriers, can seamlessly interact with the public systems in their own language. Our department has been very proactive in building a future-ready AI ecosystem in Goa. Through the AI governance workshop, we successfully brought various departments together to build institutional capabilities. We launched a 24/7 assistive chatbot on the Goa online portal. We are also establishing the state-of-art AI labs across Goa ITIs to strengthen practical learning and workforce development, and we are working towards developing actionable AI-driven solutions that improve public life, especially to service deliveries like the Goa AI Hackathon. To govern all of these AI initiatives responsibly, we are also on the verge of officially rolling out the Goa AI Policy 2026. This policy will establish an ethical framework for inclusive AI adoption across sectors which include governance, tourism, industry, and many more. Simultaneously, under the Central India AI Mission, we are engaging with the AI Kosh initiative to ensure that our state's vast data assets are utilized responsibly to power research, innovation, and the startup growth. All in all, our aim is to create a holistic environment where technology and local talent thrive. Look at our own Vindaloo, Goa's first dedicated Konkani OTT platform. It's a very good example of how digital innovation can celebrate and preserve our regional language globally. This is the kind of creative AI-driven digital economy we are building in Goa, supported by an ever-growing number of local startups. I'm also pleased to share that we are planning an upcoming AI summit, a Goa AI summit, which will serve as a premier platform to bring global experts, investors, and local innovators together. Today's workshop is a critical stepping stone in that collective journey. I'm very sure that most of the departments, a lot of these personnel who are present here must have gone through the earlier journeys of the BHASHINI seminars which were held earlier. For those who have not, and those who would want to get themselves in this mold, I think the director should also roll out a reskilling process for many government officials, where the bridge is between wanting to understand and knowing what actually is happening. म्हणजे इमॅजिन करा, आम्ही हांगा येतात आणि आपल्या भाशेन उलयता, खंयची भाशा आसूं दी. I think it's not only English, but any language which you have taken under you gets translated into Konkani, right? So I think it's not only the question about English being the spoken language and that gets converted into Konkani. Any language which they have already taken under the scape, I think will allow us to get a whole transformation into Konkani. So एक शेतकरी भाव आसतलो, नुस्तेकान आसतली, नुस्तेकार आसतलो, आर्टिसन आसतलो, local farmer produce करता तो आसतलो, trader आसतलो, various fellows who are involved as citizens who contribute to the local economy, wanting to do business, wanting to understand things, wanting to make many things move around, just wanting to converse. And I think what better can be than this whole thing being conversational in our own mother, आमचे own MyBhas. 22 स्टेटनी ताणें ऑलरेडी केला आणि करता आसतना आमकां आज अभिमान आसा की जेन्ना टेक्नॉलॉजी इज गोईंग अप. Earlier I remember Sanjit Hegde Desai, one of our Goa Engineering College pass-outs, who is there doing quite good in US, contributed with Google and collaborated to ensure Konkani comes through Google. And आज आम्ही कोंकणी LLM उलयता. So the large language model with AI will allow us to converse very freely. So जाका कोणाक तो गॅप आशिल्लो म्हणजे महिला डिजिटल सशक्तीकरण करता आसतना तो एक म्हाका दिसता आतां उलयता उलयता तकलेन गेलें की दिस इज समथींग वीच वी नीड टू टेल while making these courses, and you need to add these courses in the महिला डिजिटल सशक्तीकरण. की बायल मनीस जी गांवांत आसा तिका फोन वापरूंक कळना, मातशी त्रास जाता, ती समज फाल्यां उलयली आपली भाशा, आमकां ती भाशेन रोखडेंच कळटलें, which we need to pick up, and lot of things can happen. So as we translate AI chatbot into reality, a lot of more things happening under the Goa AI mission and many more things as far as technology is concerned. As this today's workshop becomes a very critical stepping stone in that collective journey, I should first take this opportunity to thank Mr. Amitabh Nag ji who has specially made it all the way from Delhi just to come here and talk about the Bhashini, the whole talk about the Digital India initiative. आम्ही डिजिटल इंडिया आणि डिजिटल इकॉनॉमी कॉन्ट्रीब्यूट करतले, all of us have to be contributors in the own way, whether it's government, whether it's citizens, whether it's business and everybody else. And ताज्या खातीर he coming all the way down talks about the proactiveness of this division, wanting to make this a reality. And I think if we collaborate, we can do it. It's the cooperation of every department, follow in a very collaborative process. आम्ही printing and stationery आशिल्ल्यान we have been talking about how to make Konkani gazettes. And आमचे कितें जाता, when we start talking about this particular part, the input has to come from that respective department. आणि कोंकणी आमी ती ई गॅझेटीचेर अपलोड करप म्हणून. आतां ते ट्रान्सलेशन करप आज ऑफिशियल लँग्वेजी कडेन ट्रान्सलेटर ना, कोंकणी ट्रान्सलेटर मागले जाल्यार सगळें मेळना. तांणी एम्पॅनलमेंट मागलो जाल्यार ऑफिशियल लँग्वेज क्वायट अ टफ पार्ट ऑफ गेटिंग एटलीस्ट सम कोंकणी ट्रान्सलेटर्स ऑन बोर्ड. आता this is the part where machine will drive what humans couldn't do, and this is where we will be able to translate what we had as a vision as a government along with our chief minister to make this into a reality. So आयच्या दिसाक सगळ्या डिपार्टमेंटान तरी म्हाका दिसता you need to take this opportunity की inaugural function जालें, चल या घरा, चल या ऑफिसान, ताज्या पेक्षा म्हाका दिसता आयचो दीस तुमी हांगा रावपाक जाय, interact in all this particular type of sessions, understand Bhashini's capabilities and collaborate with all of us, especially the Department of IT, to make our state completely future ready. So आयचो दीस तुम्ही प्रश्न विचारप, हांवें त्या डायरेक्टराक पयलीं विचारले हे 1 वे काय 2 वे काय म्हणून, की 1 वे म्हणजे फक्त आमी उलोवप तुमी आयकप, 2 वे म्हणजे तुमी उलोवप आनी आमी आयकप. सो ताका तो म्हणलो 2 वे. तशें जाल्यार 2 वे म्हाका रोड मॅप म्हाका दिसता मॅक्झिमम यू हॅव टू युटिलायज टू अंडरस्टँड. So these capabilities of yours will drive better G2C services, will help the government drive governance much better than what is happening. And AI capabilities are no rocket science. Today it's being used by the whole world. The country is using it, every state is using it, and it's time for GOA to be in that mold to provide the best services. We have people like Balaji Shenoy who has been quite proactive in this type of things stated over here. Nilesh Fernandez फाटल्यान बसला, ताका इंजिनियर जातकच सदांच बॅक बेंचर आसता, फाटल्यान बसतात ते फाटल्यान आयकतात. पूण सगळ्यांनी हें आयकून घेवचें आनी हाजेर एक बरो तुमी दीस मॅक्झिमम तुमच्या खातीर वापरचो अशें तुमचे कडेन मागता आनी मागीर 2 उतरां सोंपयतात. जय हिंद, जय गोवा.
Well, thank you so much, sir. Well, they say in a country where every few hundred kilometers the language changes, and Bhashini will play a great role in connecting the technology and getting the things right up as well. And Konkani is one of the moments that we are getting involved. And I think so Rohan sir's support will be a tremendous one to get Bhashini integrated with Konkani. Once again, a huge round of applause for everybody this side. Thank you so much. And now let us move on to felicitate all the dignitaries on behalf of the department. And may I please request Shri Kabir Shirgaonkarji, Director IT ENC, to please present a memento to Honorable IT Minister Shri Rohan County sir. Kabir sir, please do the honors of presenting the memento. Can I have a huge round of applause, please? Next up, to the CEO, Digital India Bhashini Division, Shri Amitabh Nagji.